Yeah, how's it going, guys? It's Richard Mousecaller here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Yesterday's video was by yours truly, Richard Mousecaller. But yes, there's no mouse this time. Let's just jump right into the news. Let's talk a little bit about consoles. There's really nothing much happening with consoles. Everybody has been telling me that they went on Google to ask when Wizard101 would be available on consoles, and for some reason it popped up as June 5th. Well, today is June 5th, and I can tell you this, that is completely not true. They're still in phase 2 of their Xbox game preview phase. So, yeah, this is basically membership elixir testing, which I'm going to be honest, I really don't think that they should be testing what can be bought in the game. I mean, that's just me. You didn't hear it from me. But, yeah, we're in phase 2 of the Xbox game preview beta. I still have not seen, like, much news in the Discord. I mean, I haven't really checked in a while. Usually I would get notifications for it if something big were to happen, but I honestly have not seen, like, any news about it. So, if there is any news, I will let you guys know. But, honestly, nothing really much is happening. Now, remember, in Phase 4, that's basically when, you know, they're ready to kind of launch it on, you know, all the consoles and stuff like that. They're just using the Xbox game preview to kind of squash any bugs and to make sure that this will be a very, hopefully, successful launch. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, my headset died. I apologize for that. But, you know, I don't know. I really have not seen much information about it, but I will let you guys know. Don't worry about it. Now, moving on from that, a reminder that KI is celebrating Pride. They have a bunch of festivities going on. We talked about that charity mount, which it looks absolutely amazing. The Majestic Unicorn Pride plushie, and also the KI store available as well. And a ton of stuff in the Crown Shop, so make sure to check all of that stuff out. And over here, we got the Cuckoo Clock Gauntlet, which is available all the way through June 10th. It's going to come with the Great Clock Tower Gauntlet, and also the Diable Clockwork Battle Mount, which, by the way, comes with a 2% pure substat, which is really good. Make sure to check that out. And, of course, 5,000 crowns and the entire attire. So, yeah, make sure to check it out. It's available if you want to buy it. So, yeah. Over here, a reminder that Test Realm is still available if you're ever interested in just testing out some of the new content. Apparently, there's been a little bit of a controversial pack that has been data mined. It's called the Aquila Chronicle pack, and as per usual, it will have the spell mints for the new Aquila spells and I think gear alongside of it. So yeah, we know that there's always going to be spell mints usually whenever they release new spellments here and there. We've seen spellment packs before, and you guys know I've been a hater of spellments for the longest time. And the main gripe comes in with the Aquila dungeons, primarily whenever you're doing some of the side bosses or just kind of going through the dungeon. You only get like one spellment, and you know, it doesn't really seem right. But towards the end of the dungeon, you know, basically at the final boss is when you'll get that big loot explosion of like spellments and gear and a bunch of reagents that you can use to craft other gear. If you guys don't know, the Aquila update is going to have a challenge mode, basically in a standard mode. Obviously, challenge mode is going to have more drops. However, it's going to be way harder because your stats will be scaled to either level 30 if you're doing Mount Olympus, level 70 if you're doing Atlantia, and level 90 if you're doing Tartarus. But a lot of the gripe comes in from the drop rates, which we've had this discussion about Wizard101 drop rates, you know, every day. Like, this is like the KI formula of everything. I talk about it all the time, like, oh, you know, the drop rates are super low, especially with the housing gauntlets that we get nowadays. They're just super duper low to the point where you kind of just don't want to do it anymore. It kind of discourages a lot of players. Now, let alone challenge mode in general should already be rewarding whatsoever, because some of these runs will take you up to like an hour or two depending on your team composition. I mean, it does help that you can shift home and just come back in the gauntlet, which is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully they don't do nothing with that, because That just makes the accessibility of challenge mode a little bit better. But even then, those runs will take up to an hour depending on your team or your composition or whatever strategy you're using. I'd have to say it would probably take an hour if you're doing it with a bunch of random players and team up that have no idea how challenge mode works, and then they can't use the deck because, well, they had a lot of spells that are banned, like Feint. You know, their stats are scaled down. Nobody knows what to do, you know? I honestly think, though, they should really put in some sort of, like, challenge mode tome somewhere in the area, or just like kind of give everybody like, hey, like this is what challenge mode is, you know, your stats will be scaled down, you know, maybe a list of like banned spells or whatever, like I don't know. But you know, when it comes to challenge mode, it definitely is daunting. Now personally for me, I plan on farming it, as I've already did in Test Realm. I did this with Ashton and I believe Cameron, the Ice Wizard. It was pretty fun, and this is basically the loot drop, what the loot drop looks like currently in Test Realm in the, you know, the final boss fight. Now, as a reminder, this is Test Realm, and a lot of things could change. And also a reminder that the Aquila content update actually is not going to be in the launch of the actual summer update. It won't be available immediately. So they got, KI has plenty of time to make adjustments. And I think it's going to say a lot if they don't make adjustments to the drop rate. Now, I'm not saying that every boss should be like a loot explosion. If you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. But I think it's definitely fair for the players to just have something to kind of motivate them to just keep going, you know? And I've always had this problem with drop rates. I've had it for the longest time, and I'm glad people are being more vocal about it. It's always been a problem. It's been a problem in this game for a very long time. Back in the day, we used to get school-locked type of specific drop rates, so it would be easier to farm. But now, whenever you're farming some of this newer content, you're just getting random loot, or the drop rates are too low, or you have to farm the spellments, and then, you know, some people will fold and just buy the packs, and primarily the packs is what generates the money. So, I don't know what KI is thinking for this Aquila Chronicle update. Personally, for me, I like it. I have no problems with it. I would just have to say the main problem is just the drop rates, because you really do want to encourage people to play your content. And if it's not encouraging, and you only get like, what, one spellment per boss fight, then it's like, nobody's going to want to do that. It's not fun. So, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's the only thing we really talked about for this Test Realm update. The rest of the update I really like, especially that new raid. It looks really fun. But for the most part, we'll see what they do. They have tons of time to figure it out. I mean, we've been in Test Realm for 3 weeks now. I mean, we'll see what they want to do. Hopefully, KI is a little bit more generous with the drops. We'll see what happens. As you guys can see, we are disconnected due to inactivity. So we're going to wrap up the video there. Thank you for watching. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about drop rates and kind of like school drops in general. Like, what do you guys think about farming in this game currently? Do you think it could be reworked, or do you think it could be a little bit better? I would love to know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Until then, peace out.